Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Mother Mary of the Second Coming and another episode, number 32 of Seraphic Deliverance. The Lord's Divine Court Cases, they're piling on. They're literally nasty people climbing on top of each other to give me their opinions. And I called this episode From Boring to Dangerous. So it's becoming borderline dangerous at the moment. Apparently it's not dangerous enough. I'm still not being rescued. I'll start with a quick prayer. Heavenly Father, help the chosen ones step forward and accept your blessing so they can ascend to the new earth. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Doing the cross sign on oneself is a symbol for heart-mind coherence. So the human ascension starts with Catholic baptism, weekly confession, daily Eucharist. Obviously, this is idealistic. I can do it, but I don't know if anybody else can do it. I've not done the weekly confession. I don't feel like, it's like, what am I gonna confess, you know? I don't know. The Lord's mantle of protection awaits all his prodigal children. Right, so I'm just gonna quickly go through this case, this court case, obviously. I didn't say court case. I don't even know if it's one word. Court case. Unhinged. And you'll see why. It was a physical sign from the Lord, followed by the word unhinged in my mind. So I didn't click with it on the spot because there were no signs of that. I mean, I kind of understood some of the signs, but I thought that's no big deal. I can take it. But it got worse the next day. The next day I visited the same place. So now I'm going to talk about it. So sorry about pictures. In this episode, you're just going to have one. So that's just me portraying myself with Joseph. We're the Lord's parents. And we're talking to a crowd that is very obedient. Obviously, that's not what's happening right now. So I don't know when that will come. I know about the things that will happen after the flood. Yes, I understand that. People are desperate, and of course they will be coming to us. But at the moment, people are not desperate. People are insane. So we get to, by we, I just mean me, myself, and I, get to experience what it's like to be around psychopaths and how aggressive they can get, because today they topped it up. So yeah, I'm just going to start with the little court case here. Not too little, because I'm actually reporting all of this to the police, because I wanted them to actually advise me on how to deal with these situations. And for that to happen, they kind of have to look at what's going on and my perspective on things. And apparently they'll be having a chat with the other side of the fence. So I'm like, yeah, you can do that if you want. But yeah, overall, I just want some real information on where my limits are, because apparently I may have pushed my limits by being in the church, promoting the message for extended periods of time. So the latest update was for me to do it for 5 minutes, and that came from, I guess, from the Lord. I mean, it was a thought, so I thought of that, and it was just 5 minutes. 5 minutes, I can be there for 5 minutes. But I didn't understand why exactly 5 minutes. It's because people don't want me there. And today was horrific, actually. But I'm not allowed to stop, so I'm just gonna keep going. So yeah, court case, unhinged. I forgot to mention in the previous episode that before I sat down for my second mass of the day, I noticed a piece of something with the hinge on it. under the chair I chose to sit on. So, funnily enough, how did I even manage to sit there? Yeah, definitely not a coincidence. So, the word that came to mind was unhinged. I worded it could mean something negative. So, about myself, I should say there, about myself. So I placed it below the next chair and carried on. I later on realized that it could mean two things which are opposing, as well as a third thing that I realized just now. So I was typing up and I just realized more and more stuff. The first meaning was that I might not be ready or not prepared for what is to come. But I dismissed it because while allowing things to unfold, I cannot stop the process. I can't question too much because I don't get enough information in advance. So I have to just get on with being myself. So if I were unhinged in a negative way, so if that were true, I would have had extra training with the Lord, or at least messages via others on YouTube, so that I can chew on it and adjust myself somehow. So I dismissed it because I thought it can't be about me because I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So whatever. The second meaning was that I'm unhinged from the church, and therefore I'm not answering to the corrupt clerics that deny my presence, and they denied the Lord's mission for me as well. So I accepted this one and stated in my mind that I am hinged to the Lord. That's exactly what I stated in my mind as I sat down and moved the piece of fake wood. So something like that. It was something like that. So the third meaning just came to me now because I didn't think of it to refer to other people around me. I thought it was my mirror, my manifestation, mine to deal with in terms of interpreting it and accepting or rejecting it. It's possible that the Lord may have pointed out that the priest is unhinged, so that I don't get my hopes up in terms of interacting with him. Obviously, his interpretation may have gone in my subconscious, this interpretation. Yeah, because I didn't click with this one at the time. And it may have helped at the time, but otherwise I did not click with it until now. So sometimes I'm given warnings, but because I can't connect them with anything, I will just relate them to myself, because what else is there? Nothing. So I thought, in relation to myself, I've got this. But then, after the incident that you will see in a minute, I concluded it was about the priest, right? Because if there's no proof around me, I can't really decide in advance, yeah? So, but the priest incident I actually mentioned in the previous episode. So, unhinged means wildly rational, out of touch with reality, off the rails. I put that for, that's me saying that. Being spiritually hinged means having a grounded, stable, and balanced inner life that centers on a core faith, principle, or connection to the divine. Hinged to depend entirely on. So, again, the Lord, which is what I interpreted as. I saw myself as unhinged from the church because it's full of demon portals, but hinged to the Lord. So I used the word that I was given in my mind in relation to myself, because I couldn't tell what else is there, because the future had not yet happened. And even what it was happening, I don't think I associated it with the priest. So that was interesting, right? Because I never associate negative with people. I just let them play their role for a while to kind of know what they're about. I don't insinuate things. I don't force concepts on people. I just know after they've done their bullshit. I know for sure. And you can't mess with my perception of people after that, because I know for sure, because things are linking to other things. Yeah, so it's like a domino effect. If you do this, then a million other things mean in relation to you. So I just, you end up like kind of like the source of a million other problems, you know? I think that's the best way to put it. So yeah, he was unhinged. He was wildly irrational. He wasn't listening to a word they said. I was just talking to myself. He ignored me. So I thought, man, this is not going anywhere. Um, but he did leave me alone. He did leave me to do my thing after he had his thing. I think he ran out of energy. um, but with him, there were two minions, you know, and the man was suggesting, should we kick her out? The woman was like filming, calling people left, right, center. I don't even know, because she threatened me. She's like, I'm going to call the ambulance and they're going to take you to the loony bin. So, yeah. So I'm noting all of this stuff and passing it on to the police, because there are some insults there that apparently they consider a bit more offensive, more personal, than being asked to leave a church, for example. So, because it's private property or whatever, apparently they are allowed to ask me to get out, but they're not allowed to force me to get out, you know? So, there's a thin line there that I can use. I can also tell people now that I have contacted the police with regards to what they have told me so far. So if they feel threatened in any way by the police, hopefully they will stop with their bullshit. Because the Lord said that there is still scope there. Um, so yes, I was right about all my perceptions about the priest. The priest was definitely wildly out of touch. He literally dismissed every single word I said and called me crazy as well. Okay. So moving on. Mass in a new place. I kept thinking new place, new place, new place. That's obviously the Lord suggesting. But because it's my own thought, it's hard to know if that's what I'm supposed to do or not. So I said, okay, whatever, I'll just do it to get it out of my mind. Because apparently, when you do His will, you get peace back. So I thought, peace, peace. So I looked up what other churches are around and found the one my pal mentioned last week. The church was literally by a roundabout, so I went past it, not noticing it. I had to turn around to see it past the bushes, distraction of traffic, and Google Maps. So I was busy with all of that, just not seeing the place. All was well. I spotted a mother wearing a mini denim dress. The Lord placed me on cue to receive the Eucharist right next to her. So I pointed it out to her. She said, okay. But she was a chav. In case you don't know what a chav is, people who are not actually educated, you know. So whatever they say, it's kind of like, okay, whatever sort of thing, because they don't actually have respect for themselves or others. So, yeah. Folks are completely unaware that the Lord is present with them all the time, even though they can't see Him. So they think it's okay to be disrespectful, and they apply their demonic thoughts happily in church. Everywhere actually, but it was a problem in church, right? When the mass ended, I had to check that it was really over. So I asked a lady, I spelled lassie, lazy, about it, and she said yes. Yes, what? It was finished. I explained that I go everywhere and I never know if the mass ended for sure or not. She was open to chit chat. Oh, poor thing, blah, 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 that kind of thing, because I said I never know stuff. So she was gonna throw me the biscuit of, I don't know, poor you know. Did I mention that I need to pass on messages to people, but the music was really loud and I wondered if I should tell them to stop it or just go on with the announcement. Now the horns came out. She then sent me off to the priest to ask. I said I don't answer to the priest, but that is okay. I will do it my way and see what happens. She then stated that as members, they are subjected to the parish priest and I should go to him and ask permission. I said, I understand, but I don't need his permission for anything because I have higher anointing. Later on, I found that she holds keys to open the church doors and such. So I seem to always manifest the people who think they're knowledgeable and in charge, but are just little demon portals that just will definitely burn in hell because they rejected both the Lord, who is the Divine Father, as well as myself, who is the Divine Mother of humanity. Why do I say that? Because when I offered the blessing, she just pulled faces at me and stuff like that. So, and I found her again 2 more times, I think, and she had the same kind of attitude. A third time, I actually rolled my eyes at her because I thought, man, she's so boring. These people do not progress in life at all. They just repeat their own bullshit over and over and over again. I went to the front as always and shouted as loud as I could. The music stopped, which was great. People listened but freaked out. Most left slowly but surely. Then a couple of pricks waited until the priest shooed all out because that was my condition for leaving. Why? Because I said, if there's nobody here, I'm leaving because that means they all rejected the Lord or accepted. Either way, they're not here, right? So he liked that. So he started to kick people out. The African priest, yet another one, told me to get down. I told him the Lord instructed me to do this. He grabbed my arm, but I resisted, so he gave up. He later came back telling me he will call the police. I told him to do that. Yes, that's fine. Go call them. There were some people peeping through the cracks between walls and pillars, which I thought was funny. It's like, cowards. So many cowards around, you have no idea. They were quite persistent in their staring, as if nobody could see them. Yes, I can see you. The Lord can see you for sure. I did mention that I'm not leaving until everyone has accepted or rejected and left the church. This is the first time I had priests practically kicking everyone out. And then I asked him if he would like the Lord's blessing, and he said no. So I told him to leave as well. He was shouting from the end of the church, at the end of the church. It's like, this is not how normal people talk, right? You just come and talk to me face to face. But no, he was doing it from far away, literally opposite end of the church. He couldn't even hear what I was saying. So I said, no, I'll get down when you get out. My point here was that people must understand that they do not belong in the Lord's church at all. Obviously, nobody clicked with it because they're quite dim. And even if I prove to them physically what the message is, they'll still not understand. Then he said he didn't want to leave me alone in the church. It's like, wow, really? It's just a building. So I reassured him that I will step off once he's out. He obeyed. Okay. Sometimes African people just give up. They all do that. It's too much for them. They're not very confrontational. They might do it for a little bit, or they might need to build up to it, but do it once and then kind of give up. But I'll tell you what happened yesterday. So that'll be at the end of the video. He did get a bit more rude. His main target was to get me out of the church. My main target was to make them realize that they have no power over what is happening. I don't think they got it at all. The church was empty, so I put my shoes back on and left. Yes, I have to take my shoes off if I go to the altar. It was the Lord's rule because apparently I am now Moses, okay, on sacred ground. So I said thank you to him on the way out. He said, have a good day. I said, I will. The reason I said thank you is because he obeyed my word and did not put a fight as much as the creep from yesterday. Well, that yesterday was when I wrote this, so it was not yesterday, it was like, I don't know, beginning of the week. I don't know if it was the right thing to say to him, but it just came out. So yeah. People really exhaust me with their bullshit. So sometimes I'm like, oh my God, thank you for getting out. Not thank you for not understanding anything. Obviously, they didn't click with anything. Each person is trying to stay away from facing their unconscious, and they all have their own techniques and ways of clicking, but they are all getting it completely wrong in the end. So none of these priests are shepherds. They're just pretending to be. They haven't got, whoops, what it takes to lead. They can't hear the Lord's voice. They can't tell truth from lie, which is a big deal because this is what it's all about. No one's going to need them um, in the end time. The older priest couldn't walk properly. Oh, yeah, there was a creep there as well. Couldn't stand because of pain, possibly on his foot. I don't know what was his problem. He didn't look good. He looked like he's half dead. Um, he had the crippled guts to come to the platform to sign to me to come down so he can tell me something. He was so creepy. He's like, imagine somebody creepy waving their finger at you, like, come to me. Like, why would I come to you? You're a creep. You have no idea how disgusted I was with him. He had the face of a bully, but I replied loudly that I'm pinned to the place and that the Lord has a healing message for him in case he wished to receive it. He ignored that and moved on with getting changed. Then sitting in front pew with such pious, silly sausage face, pretending to have reverence for the Lord while praying, and then left. I'm using this tone because you must understand that the Lord is with me all the time. I am the Lord's mother. So whenever people pray but ignore the physical presence of me, it's absolutely, it just says a lot about them, right? The cripple don't want healing, folks. All he had to do is accept and apply. Yes, I had it all ready to dish out. He could have, I don't know, he could have been immortal. I'm serious. Being immortal is not that difficult. He could have lived 200 years. He could have been on the new earth in 2030, but none of these people will actually get anywhere. Um, unless the Lord wants them to, of course. But they'll be tested to the bone. So yeah, I don't know how they'll survive. Um, Plans for tomorrow. Apparently, I'm seeing yet another church as per plan. I had ringing my right here ear, so I will take it as confirmation. I don't know what else I need to do tomorrow, but today I'm just resting and trying more food ideas for Cat. He was not impressed with my boiled egg idea. I think he's guided by his nose only. If it smells good, it's good. But egg doesn't smell that much for him. Or if it does, it's not good enough. I even mixed it with the other goodies I know he likes, but nope, he didn't want it. Now I have to find a way to fix it because I don't want to throw it away. I wasn't eating, so I've not eaten for 2.5 weeks. I broke the fast now, which is interesting. I ate the wrong foods. Pretty heavy, like what do you call it? Bready stuff, which is not supposed to happen. But yeah, we'll see how I feel. I do have a lot of alkaline water in bottles as well as cucumbers that have gone off in the fridge, but I'm just gonna take the skin off and salvage whatever is salvageable. They're not completely gone off because it's a living thing. It doesn't like die overnight. It lasts a month probably in the fridge. I might cover it in cream. Yes, it was ideas. Unfortunately, today I had to buy him the food. I spent £13 on wet food. I know he likes it. No biscuits. I'm not buying biscuits as well. I'll run out of money. And so he'll be happy tomorrow when it arrives, unfortunately. So yeah, I'm gonna eat the food myself. Um, Two ignored calls. My consensus with the Lord is that I will not answer calls from unknown numbers. I had 2 today. I don't answer to anyone, especially to people who advise my ex behind my back to take legal action against me, to steal my girls. I invested my entire life in these kids. Not him. I wanted them, not him. I birthed them, not him. I breastfed them day and night, every 2 hours like clockwork for 2.5 years, not him. I was actually a zombie by the end. Imagine breastfeeding continuously for 5 years, every 2 hours. Yeah, you would have to be a mom first to understand. I was a zombie because I gave everything I had. Milk. It's like I calculated half a ton of milk I've given away, which obviously ate my minerals, which did not help. I got fat and all sorts of things. Slow brain, slow, all kinds of things. So that's why I'm telling you, people, do not have kids, first of all, especially for women. Obviously, men cannot have kids, but I'm just saying, do not have kids because you'll be demineralized. And it doesn't matter how much solid food you eat, you actually need liquid minerals. You need, I think, cucumber smoothie made with alkaline water is the cheapest way to top up minerals, keep you sane. Yeah, cheapest way. I took them places to play and have fun, not him. I fed them, not him. I took them to school, whatever, whether I agreed with it or not him. I lived with them the whole time, not him. I objected to them um, having internet, phones, media access, not him. They're in my future, not in his, because I know the future. I was told the future back in 2017, and I kept it to myself because I did not need his aggro. So it's been it's been 9 years since I've known the future. He's literally going to be left behind to suffer because he won't have access to the kids ever again. The only time he'll see them again is after 3 years, 3.5 years, just before the flood, right? When we're gonna say goodbye for good. That's it. Okay. My cat food recipe. So I mixed things and I fixed my cat's food and then he ate it. But it's been like 2-3 days and he's fed up with it. He doesn't want it anymore. Boiled egg, canned fish, mashed potato, double cream to make the mash mixture quite wet. And that was it. So yeah, he doesn't want it anymore. I thought that would be a long-term thing, but it's not. Not even close. He prefers the processed food pouches. Sad. Don't know why. Maybe it's just the taste, he got used to it. Or maybe fish is not good enough. I don't know. But the pouches are varied, so they have different kinds of meats. But I don't think it's meat actually, because I looked at it and they're all exactly the same. You don't have pork look the same as fish, you know? So it is processed. So whatever, I don't know, fiber that is, I have no idea. And the only thing he's actually attracted to is probably the jelly it's in it. And that's probably the only actual healthy thing in it. I don't know. And it might have preservatives as well. So I don't know what I'm going to do with him. If I just give him meat, yeah, sure, he will eat it. But I haven't got it. And I have no money, so I can't give him that. So I just bought him the pouches again. Future fast-paced change. I came across a channeling that said that there will be so much fast change that I won't be able to keep up with it. I guess that's why I had Joseph holding my hand in my hypnosis, he will be fine because he's the one pulling me. I will be lagging behind half a step all the way to the top of the mountain. So like I said a billion times, I can't do it without him. Whatever I'm doing right now is just preparation for more to come, which is, I don't know. I have no idea. We need to break some ice. I don't know how. I don't know. I haven't got I haven't got anything. No information. I barely have anything. I'm just like given a word or a sentence. That's not enough. Lord's message to me via others, YouTube, obviously. They have always revealed to you who you are before you even realized you were anything. That applies to everybody, guys. It's not just for me. But yes, everybody around you will mirror you because that's all there is. The universe is a mirror. The whole existence is a mirror, and I'm the Lord's mirror image. So the amount of power I'll be given, you can't even fathom. But there's how many years? Another 50 years till I get there. So yeah, half a century. So I just realized something. Every time I'm wearing a crown in the Marian apparitions, I'm actually jumping back in time off from 2082 onwards. Wow. Because before that, I don't have a crown. Wow. Interesting. Because I thought all my apparitions come from the time when Jesus was a child, which is around 2050, 60. But it's not, because if I have a crown, I come from further out, further into the future, back in the past. And sometimes I say stuff like, everything's over now, but I'm still worried about the people, as in the people in the past, like, is the timeline really secure or... But I should know already it's secure. I don't know. Probably just to help people out understand things better, because it's hard when you don't have enough guidance. So yeah, maybe that's why I persist coming back, even though the timeline's finished, complete, Yeah, interesting. So priests' problems keep getting worse. Right, so this is the stuff I typed out for the police. I only read a little bit of it to them and mentioned the incident from today, which is at the bottom. And they spotted some things that I didn't think they were a big deal, and they said, yeah, there's something there. So we'll see what they say. It was just the first call that I made today, because it happened today. So I thought, well, it's fresh. I'm just going to type it up and dish it out to somebody in case they have like better advice for me, so that I know what to expect. So this 5-minute being in the church at the end is probably the only guidance I'll ever have, which actually came from the Lord. But he didn't say stop. He said keep going. So it's like, okay. I mean, nobody's gonna kill me. I might get bullied a bit more, but yeah, it's a bit, yuck. So I'm gonna just read the whole thing. Verbal bullying and physical assault at the end. Enjoy. So this is the church, Our Lady and St. John. So that you know where I've been, because it doesn't matter anymore if you know or not know. It's not a secret anymore. I thought it might be a secret because I have to work in secret, but it's not secret, is it? If I'm calling the police about it. So the priest, being right in my face, telling me I look like a crazy person, not letting me express, ignoring every single thing I say, dismissing me as if I was a rag, repeatedly telling me to leave, grabbing me by the arm to remove me from my location, but didn't actually enforce that much. On departure, the priest filmed my car. So I mentioned all of this, and he was like, "Yeah, I expect that to happen." Obviously, because he didn't use brute force, he got away with it. Also, because the car is in a public place, anybody can film it, so there's no law against that. Um, Obviously, there's Freemasons involved in everything, and they can obviously send a killer or something if they really feel like it, if they really think there's a problem. But so far, nobody's killed me. Anyway, moving on. Woman. So this is on the same day. Woman threatened me with calling the ambulance so that I get taken away to be locked up in the loony bin. I call it loony bin because it's an American thing and I like it. I don't know who else uses that, but I think the word they might use is in Britain would be no idea, I forgot. Telling me I'm crazy and I should leave. Yeah, so she's just copying the priest. Filming me, calling who knows who. I don't know if it was police she called, probably because I don't know. Perhaps police, shoving her phone in my mouth while trying to make me talk to the person on the other side of the line. Why would I be doing that? I'm not interested. I didn't come here to be on the phone with the police. Because they will not be dealing with my case. They'll be dealing with their case from their perspective. Like, oh, somebody's here disturbing. I'm not. The mass is over. Everybody's leaving. I'm just making an announcement. No big deal. Yeah, so this woman was extremely obnoxious and rude, like really in my face. Indian man offering to the priest to drag me out of the church by force. I had all the three of them shout in my face like a noisy, abusive gridlock. They got bored after a while because I did not bow down to them, but the woman persisted. So yeah, she continues with her bullshit and phone calls. Okay, cool. Right. The guy I talked to on the phone today, the policeman, said that this is potentially a bit more than just being told to leave the church or being rude to and stuff like that, okay? Psychiatric ward. There you go. It never comes out though. Because it's such a horrible place. So I can't even say it. I can never remember it. Right. Our Lady and Saint Anne, priest number 2, I called it, because I'm just going to count them so that I know. Shaking hands with an African young man, agreeing that I should be taken out of the church. Because the African young man saw me before, and he offered the same comment to me, as if he's, I don't know what. How could you not remember? You already told me that. So he didn't do anything forceful. He just told me that I'm not allowed to give, only priests are allowed to give blessings. I'm like, you already told me that, remember? Last time. I don't know if he had a memory lapse there. I don't know. Don't know what's wrong with him. But he didn't do much else. And then he left. Yes. So shaking hands with nobody, nothing happened. They also talked among themselves in the back office, saying that I live in Sun in Common, which I don't. So it is possible that I'm either being followed, or a priest may have concluded that because he saw me in that location. Um, yeah, people drawing the wrong conclusions. Um, actually told the African guy that I let him know that I actually don't live in Sun in Common. I was getting ready to leave, so I told him that, and I said, people know nothing about nothing. So, just to give him something to think about, because he's actually basing all of his perception on the rudeness of others and their unconscious and misinformation. So, why can't people just think for themselves, you know? That's why I mentioned it. I thought, well, I'm just proving you how dumb you are if you get it. Most people don't understand. It's like they don't connect dots with the fact that they need to actually have their own discernment, um not expect everything on a civil plate from others, because they're only going to get lies. Right, English martyrs. Here's another priest waited for me to get out to say that if I come back there I will be in trouble. So I'm going to mention all this to the police. And I do have the names of the churches because they asked me about the last one and I couldn't think because it's a new one and I couldn't remember. And my internet on the, I pressed on Wi-Fi on my phone, which turned off my, whatever you call it, that shares internet from my phone to my laptop. So I forgot what it's called. Anyways, I couldn't do the search to answer the question properly. So I was like, I can't remember exactly what it's called. But I'm going to have a second call from somebody one day, and then I'll correct the location, because yeah, I gave them the wrong location, and then I said, oh, I'm not sure, I think that's the second one I went to, and I even gave them a time of the day was, and so on. Our Lady of Peace, that's where I was. So this is where the problem was, the bigger problem. Priest number 4 was a foreigner. Expect foreigners to be a little bit more psychos, because they're not as educated as British people on law and things like that, like basics, basic living, you know. They'll just have the garbage, whatever they came with from their country. So, foreigner, Polish, because I looked up his surname because it's on the website, the church website, and it's Polish. So, yeah, I thought he was Eastern Europe, which is what I mentioned to the police, but and I could tell because of the way he was reading, slow with sort of errors, or like when people don't know the language really well, their reading would be definitely slower to make sure they don't make mistakes and stuff like that. So even I do that, and I don't mind it. It's just something the brain can't process faster, you know. It depends how advanced you are and what skills you have and stuff like that. But I knew he was Eastern European. The sermon and everything, the mass was fine. I thought, this guy, what's wrong with him? The only thing I could spot with him was that he was sitting sideways towards the congregation. I thought that's the stupidest thing I've seen so far. So I told him the Lord wants him to face the members, the sheep, as a shepherd, you know? He was so dismissive, such a shit. I don't like people like that when they think they're so superior and they're like, yeah, yeah. I went to him to pass on the Lord's message. He had a dismissive attitude, as if he was expecting me and had instructions on how to deal with me. The whole thing was unraveling in a very awkward way, in a very weird way. I was noticing details that were like too planned, you know. He told me to go to the side at the far front of the church twice. I said no twice because it was not what I was there for. So then I moved on to say my message. So I climbed up to the altar, and the priest called out saying that this woman needs help. I'm like, what? Which was code for get her out of here. Man, I thought, wow, I've never seen that before. The fact that the foreign priest was more than happy to instruct these two to drag me out by force suggests to me that perhaps he was raised in that sort of environment and now is applying his illegal knowledge in his position as priest in the UK. He clearly doesn't know the human rights. Because I read Article 10 and I thought, interesting. People were definitely instructed in advance because an African man, he was giant and bold, and a creepy old woman, wretched, that's probably the only word I have for her, completely possessed, stepped forwards and grabbed me by the arms tightly. The man, in fact, hurt me, my arm, of course, not much else, and dragged me out of the church, saying they don't want my message, they don't want me there. We don't want to hear it. We're not interested in your blah, 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 blah. Don't know what else they said. I was just like blown away by the whole thing. They never ever heard the message, so they couldn't have known what I was going to say. So the man also added at the end, thank you for your cooperation. What cooperation? And I replied, I did not cooperate. Why? Because I was dragged out. So why would I cooperate with being dragged out? Nobody does that. So he was pretending to be polite after hurting my arm and dragging me out like a rag. So yeah, this was the incident. Doesn't sound like much, but actually it's not supposed to happen. It's illegal. John Bosco, yet another church, with yet another African freak. Oh my God. Lots of Africans around here pretending to be shepherds. Talking about me in front of me as if I wasn't there and saying that I'm very dangerous. But the police will not intervene unless I'm becoming violent or I'm destroying property. So people were advised to ignore me. My message to him, well, the Lord's message to him, so you know what kind of a creep he is, message to him was that, number one, the Eucharist tasted moldy. I thought that's weird. I didn't know if it was a psychic thing or a real thing. I wondered because they hide the Eucharist in a cupboard, but if the building has mold problems, then it's a real mold, not just psychic mold. Could have been both, you know. To not use children as props for his books while reading. What a creep! Poor little Indian baby boy holding this ginormous book for the creep to read a couple of lines. I'm like, oh my God! Felt like skinning him alive. It's like, poor child. And after that, I could tell the book was too heavy for him. You know why? Because he sat down and then he yawned. Right? You yawn when it's too much for you. Something's too much. It's like you're exhausted or something, you know, like. I can't understand how parents agree with this kind of slavery. It's slavery, folks. Slavery. Come on, wake up. What's wrong with you? The damn priest should read his own book, should hold it in his own stupid hands. Yeah, I'm appalled. Everywhere I go, I'm just like, oh my god. What's this other creep? Our Lady and Saint Anne. That's an English priest. Lord's message to him was to never again use another person to lift his cloak so he can sit down. Do you see what I'm seeing? Slavery. Again. What? You can't lift your own cloak? It's like, what's wrong with you? He was slim. It's not like he couldn't bend or something. You know? And guess what? His obnoxious reply. He said that it is the tradition. And I said, no, it is bureaucracy. Demonic. Tradition, except that nobody does it except him. I've not seen anybody else wait for a person, a servant, to lift the cloak up so he can sit down. Oh my god. It reminds me of 13th century leaders of the church when St. Francis of Assisi incarnated, which is me again. So similar problems, except they're even worse today. Yeah. Right, closing with human rights. In the UK and Europe, the primary legal provision for free speech and Article 10 of Human Rights Act. It protects your right to hold opinions and to share information, which is what I'm doing, and ideas without government interference. Being grabbed harshly and forced out of a church can absolutely be illegal, as the physical force used against you may constitute criminal battery or civil assault. While a church is legally considered private property and has the right to ask individuals to leave, the law strictly regulates how someone can be removed. Which is where the problem was, yeah? They don't know the law, so they have to be taught a lesson, perhaps. So I need to, whenever I go places there next, I need to explain to people you're not allowed to touch me. You can ask me and I'll go in 5 minutes. Because it's no big deal. It's 5 minutes, okay? And I'm only talking. I'm not sharing anything destructive. None of that, okay? I'm not even disturbing Mass because it's after Mass. People are just sitting around doing nothing. When the removal is illegal, the physical action taken against you crossed into illegal territory if the force was excessive, which was. Even if they had a valid reason to remove you, the law only permits reasonable force, whatever that is. Grabbing you harshly, pulling you, or causing you pain or injury, it was pain, beyond reasonable force and constitutes battery, the unlawful application of force. Okay. Yeah, so I said I broke my fast. I think I did it for 2.5 weeks. So it could be like 20 days. Never done it for 20 days or whatever it was. 23, don't know. 20, don't know. I've done it for 9 days before and I still saw effects, but this time I did it for much longer and I got rid of a lot more body fat, so yeah. Still got belly fat on, don't worry. I haven't gotten rid of it yet. I don't know if I have to repeat this month or anytime soon. I just felt like eating, probably because I'm stressed as well. And because I've never done it for this long before, and I've been floppy. Even yesterday, I didn't feel like doing anything, because I kept running out of energy from nothing. Oh yes, I had a funny incident. I got out of bed too fast, so I collapsed. Because of blood pressure, it's not very good when you're fasting. So it was fine. I felt my bum hitting the floor. um, and then came back because obviously the blood got redistributed all the way to the brain, and I was fine. It didn't happen again. It didn't happen before. I just didn't expect it. I thought just holding on to the door would be enough, but it wasn't. So I plunked on the floor. I have no bruise from it, which is weird. It's like nothing happened, except that I did feel the floor. Ah, 5 a.m. in the morning. Boom. I have neighbors upstairs. I'm pretty sure they heard me, unless they just remained asleep. Who knows? Um, Revelations speaks of me and Joseph's powers. I haven't got any of that yet. The two witnesses are granted extraordinary, miraculous, and protective powers to fulfill their 3.5 year mission. Their abilities mirror Old Testament prophets like Moses and Elijah, which are me again. Moses and Elijah, me. Everybody's me. So yeah, that's it, folks. I didn't work too hard on this one because I don't feel like writing anymore. I just feel like dealing with the problem, like building another perspective. Like, what else am I supposed to be doing that I'm not doing? And all these rude priests are pressing too many buttons every day, so that's kind of wrecking me up. It's like, it's not like I can't ignore it, because I think some channelers were saying from the Lord that uh, the day I don't care what they think anymore, that's when um, things will click with me better or something. I don't know. Yeah, and I thought to myself, that'll never happen. Perhaps when I have a partner, that's different, but hasn't happened yet. So, yeah, I have no idea what this is about. I have no idea how to make it happen, and I have no idea what's gonna happen next, because yeah, it's like, how do I stop people from being so obnoxious or even grabbing me, It's okay if you're filming and whatever and getting nowhere with it. Even today I had somebody take pictures of me, and I was being silly, so I said cheese, you know. And with my glasses on, I look super stupid with my short hair and all sorts of things like that. So, yeah, what do they expect to achieve with a picture of me? No idea. No idea. You know, I don't know. They're obviously sick in the head. And they feel so entitled over I don't know what. I have no idea what they're thinking. Um, I'm just sharing a message. What's the big deal? It's supposed to be a blessing from the Lord. I didn't even get to that point. It's like I can't even talk about anything. So yeah, I have no idea where I'm going tomorrow, if I'm going, what I'm doing. Obviously, I'm supposed to be doing that every day, but it's kind of tiring, and I have to think about what line I shove in people's faces. I could just say I notified the police about the priests being uncooperative and rude and ordering people to be violent. I don't know. I don't know what to tell them to kind of stop them. I only need 5 minutes. The end. See you in the next one, if there is one.